Hey, what's up guys? Andrew here from Team Hoon. And if you remember at the last Christchurch Regionals, I actually came second with my Pranked Utopia Zexal combo deck. And while in that profile we did explain the Utopia Zexal combo, I also mentioned a Mystic Mine combo that this deck can do. And a few of you in the comment section were asking how that actually works. So today I've got a dueling book replay just to show you guys how that works. Here we are, it's in game 2, and my opponent is playing Lightsworn Zombies. I won game 1, so I'm going to have mine and Evenly and other blowout cards in my deck. For going second here, and looking at the hand, I've opened a fairly playable hand. I've got a poly, I've got 2 kids, but if he sets up a big board, it's going to be a bit rough to play through. So we'll just fast forward a little bit. He actually ends up setting up a really good board here. This is a really cool deck, I quite liked it. So he summoned Needle Fiber to bring out Bloom, which can search him then the Ballad Rock to the field, which is real cool. So looking at his board, it's pretty good. Ballad Rock is a real issue for this deck because of the zombie build. When your effects activate in Grave, the Ballad Rock will just get to banish stuff off your field or negate the effects. It's actually quite an issue for this deck to play through. So I fire off the Desires, and we draw into Evenly and Mine, which is quite nice. So, looking at the banish pile, we haven't banished anything too relevant here, so we can just proceed to play. So activate Mine, and he's going to chain Omega, that's pretty standard. And I'm going to chain the Pandemonium, just so he doesn't snipe it with Omega. And then what I'll do is I will use green and blue to make the Rocket Ride. And then what I'll do is Rocket Ride Chainlink 1 to lose 1,000 attack so it can attack directly. Green at Chainlink 2 to dump red and special. And blue at Chainlink 3 to gain 1,000 life points. Now the important thing to note here is that all the Pranketh monster effects to special summon, they do the action and then it's actually optional to special summon the Pranketh monster. And this is really important for keeping the number of monsters we have on board less than our opponent to play under Mine. So we'll gain 1,000 life points and we will dump the red. And then we can proceed to battle phase and attack directly with the Rocket Ride. Main phase 2, we can activate Rocket Ride to summon back red and blue. And then we can proceed to make Doodle Doodle Doo. And this will trigger the red effect to burn the opponent for 500, and again we are not going to special summon. It's important in this combo to remember just never special summon with the actual Pranked effects. You're just looking to use red and blue to change the life points difference between you and your opponent. So here with the Doodle Doodle Doo, we can add another copy of Pandemonium. So on the next turn we will have a poly to be able to play. And then we can now, our next play will be to tribute Doodle Doo to add back blue and red so that we have 2 Prankeds in hand to use with this Pandemonium on our next turn. So then we will set it, and we'll also set the plan just because. And then standby phase, we get our kid back from Omega. And that's actually important for helping with the loop in the next turn, but doesn't really matter because we drew the poly anyway. So on the next turn here, if we hadn't drawn poly, we could just use our Pandemonium that we had set. And what we'll do is we'll fuse off red and blue and make Rocket. And again, what we will do is order our chain links so that Rocket can attack directly and they will take 500 from red. And you always want to put blue at chain link 3 because it's the least important effect. I mean, gaining 1,000 life points is cool, but it's not going to help you actually kill them. We're trying to deal 1,500 each turn with this loop. So there we go. We don't special summon again and we attack directly. And then in main phase 2, we can activate the Rocket Ride effect, summoning back blue and red, and then we can link again for Doodle Doo Doo. This is our second copy of Doodle Doo, and our second copy of Rocket Ride, so we have to now search for the Pranked's Pranks. This card is really good because in the end phase, it lets us shuffle back 3 Pranked cards in our graveyard and draw 1 card. So that's going to let us recycle our resources so that we can do this loop infinitely. So we'll activate that, and we will tribute doodle doodle doo to add back blue and red. Now, an important thing to note here is if we did not draw the polymerization for turn, but we did still have this Roxy's in hand, we could tribute doodle doo here to add back pandemonium and red, because then we would have pandemonium, red, and another kid, so we'd be able to repeat the play anyway. But since we drew polymerization for turn, that is less relevant in this particular replay. So now we go to end phase and we can use pranks, and we will shuffle back a doodle, a rocket ride, and a pandemonium. And that just means that on the next turn, we will be able to search a pandemonium with our doodle doo, and then still have doodle and rocket in extra deck to be able to essentially deal the 15 next turn. So we'll go next play, we draw, and then I believe the opponent just ends up scooping here because he sees how that loop is going to go infinite. So if my opponent hadn't scooped, on the next turn I could activate Pandemonium, fusing off blue and red, summon a Rocket Ride, burn for 500, attack directly for 1000, tribute the rocket, bring back blue and red, make doodle doo, and then here I could search Pandemonium again because I did shuffle back that other copy with the last pranks. Then I could tribute doodle doo, add back blue and red, and then in the end phase, pranks could shuffle back a doodle doo, a rocket ride, and the pandemonium. And hopefully you see how that is then going to be repeating that exact same action every turn for, I believe it's 7 turns, and then they will run out of life points. So this combo is really good because it essentially we will always clear our board at the end of our turn, so our opponent is forced to draw a spell and trap card out to Mystic Mine, or a spell and trap card out to one of our monster effects. So for example, they can draw Infinite Impermanence to negate one of our monster effects like Doodle Doo to stop us from going infinite with this loop. It's a bit unfortunate if that does happen, but it doesn't happen too often. They have to draw it. Basically, they have to draw that, or they have to draw a card like Twin Twisters or Cosmic Cyclone to directly answer the mine. And if they do that, you'll have Pandemonium set with 2 Prangids in hand, so you'll still be able to hopefully live that turn. Yeah, and the other thing they can do is they can link off their entire board to make Apollousa as their only monster, and then when you activate your Doodle Doo to add the spell and trap, they can negate that with Apollousa. That's the other way this loop can be outed, but many people don't actually think to do that. Anyway, yeah, that's the loop. A few of you guys were asking how it worked, and this is just a quick video to show you how it works. Cheers! Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you later, guys.